Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, things are heating up at the U.S. Senate. Right now, the Democrats are attempting to eliminate Republican voices and authority by eliminating the filibuster. Well, the GOP didn't like that so much, and Mitch McConnell responded with an unexpected surprise. But before I get into the report, just a quick break. Well, a new report has just revealed that TikTok can track you even if you've never made an account. To put this to the test, a Vice reporter downloaded the app and used it, but never created an account. He then submitted a GDPR request and discovered his findings. What TikTok sent him was shocking. It included everything from his IP address to what he was searching for, to the videos he watched, to how long he watched them, and even his digital fingerprints. What's even worse is the fact that he found that the data was shared with third-party sites like Facebook. TikTok's own privacy policy states that they can, and I quote, collect certain information from you when you use their platform, including when you are using the app without an account. Staying anonymous online so corporations can't track your information is now more important than ever before. This is why I highly encourage you to take the first step at getting a virtual private network, a VPN. And the only VPN that I personally trust and use is Virtual Shield at hidewithlisa.com. Let me show you how easy it is to sign up. All you have to do is go to hidewithlisa.com, then click that big red button, Start Now for free. Then choose the plan that works for you. You can either protect yourself if you have 3 or less devices, or protect your family if you have 2 or more devices. Then go ahead and pick how many months you want. I personally recommend 24 months at $2.50 per month because that is the best deal. And then finally, choose any add-ons that you like. Again, get on over to hidewithlisa.com and sign up today and take advantage of the 30-day free trial. Protect yourself and your family. Don't be a victim. All right. Back to the broadcast. All right, so what exactly is happening with the Senate? Well, take a look at this first article here on CBSNews.com. Senators are sparring over eliminating the filibuster to pass Democrat priorities. Now, it goes on to state that congressional Democrats are pushing an ambitious legislative agenda supported by President Biden, of course. But many of the bills that pass in the House will be stalled in the Senate, thanks to a rule that requires just about any legislation to attract 60 votes before it can be passed. Frustrated progressives are pushing the Senate to eliminate this little legislative filibuster, which would allow bills to pass with a simple majority and without a single Republican vote, thereby basically eliminating Republicans' authority that they have there in the Senate. But it goes on to state this: Democrats could vote to eliminate the filibuster with a simple majority vote, but given the narrowness of their advantage over Republicans, they could not afford to lose a single Democratic vote. And at least 2 Democrats are saying that they're opposed to ending the filibuster. Thank God. And I mean, really, thank you, God, for that. And that is Senator Kristen Sinema of Arizona and Joe of West Virginia to eliminating it. So they've got to have all the supports of the Democrats. And right now they're missing support from 2. But either way, Mitch McConnell is responding with an unexpected surprise. And here it is. This is on ZeroHedge.com. McConnell flips out over filibuster and threatens scorched earth Senate if Democrats pursue a power grab, which this is. Democrats are literally attempting to pursue a power grab. This is why this is so important. But Senator Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says there would be a scorched earth Senate if Democrats push forward to eliminate the filibuster, which requires a supermajority of 60 votes to pass most types of legislation. Now, he goes on to say that nobody serving in this chamber can be begin to imagine what a completely scorched earth Senate would look like, he said, predicting that the Senate would turn into a 100-car pileup where nothing moves. Basically, he's threatening to basically make everything come to a halt and make things so messy that nothing truly gets done. Now, it goes on to state this: if Democrats blow up the filibuster, McConnell says he'll require a quorum for every piece of Democrat legislation, which Vice President Kamala Harris couldn't become a tiebreaker for, and that previous actions would seem like child's play. And while moderate Democrats such as Joe and most Republicans oppose getting rid of the filibuster, Politico's Burgess Everett described it as the biggest threat to the GOP in the short term. And I do think that this kind of eliminating of the filibuster is a massive threat to the GOP, because you would, in a sense, say, we're the Democrats, we're going to do what we want in both the House and the Senate, no matter who has the majority of people. Now, the article goes on. More via the week. McConnell threatened to push a long list of conservative policies with zero input from Democrats if only a simple majority is required. He listed defunding Planned Parenthood, penalizing sanctuary cities, and a national right to work law. McConnell continued by warning he'd require a quorum for everything, making past action seem like child's play, reports Punchbowl New Jake Sherman. Though it's unclear why McConnell would be opposed to more easily passing his legislative priorities, there are a few reasons the Democrats may not be too worried about his threats regardless. NBC News notes that many of these conservative policies don't have the support of 50-plus Republicans anyway, and the GOP didn't use every tool available to pass them, even when they held all three branches of government. Let me just pause. That ticks me off that when we did have all three branches, Republicans did nothing, but I digress. The Washington Post, Dave, separately argues that many Democrats may feel conservative courts hold the power on some of these issues, so Republican senators' posturing is irrelevant. JP Morgan, meanwhile, assumes that Democrats do not remove the filibuster, which would allow them to more easily pass infrastructure bill without concessions and would force them to pursue it through a budget process called reconciliation, which allows Democrats to pass legislation by simple majority in the Senate, would also require the support of every single Democrat, which could prove problematic. So there's just more information on that. Now I want to flip over to this little article because it was also leaked on Hot Mic that was their intent all along. Here we have Gateway Pundit. We have a Democrat senator caught on Hot Mic admitting that Democrats are going to ram through $1 trillion in new spending without the GOP support. See, it's always a part of their agenda. Now, the article goes on to state that Democrat Senator Bill Cardin was caught on a C-SPAN hot mic telling Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg that Democrats will most likely have to use reconciliation, right, on an infrastructure package as they did with COVID relief bill. Ultimately, it's going to be put together similar to how the rescue plan was put together. Most likely, we're going to have to use reconciliation, admitted the senator. The Republicans will be with you to a point, then ... Cardin said. Now, let me just play the clip for you, and you really have to listen closely, but you can see the words that he's saying here up above. But take a listen.
Most likely have these reconciliation. The Republicans will be with you.
Wow. The Republicans are going to be with you to a point, and, well, we most likely are going to have to use reconciliation, on the infrastructure package as we did with the COVID relief bill. So we definitely don't have do-nothing Democrats. The Democrats are doing something. Most of the time, the Republicans sit back and do nothing. And here they are, removing filibusters or trying to basically cap off the GOP, right? That's what's going on. Meanwhile, we have Democrats like this lady literally talking about canceling the GOP. Radical DNC operative calls for canceling the GOP live on CNN without any pushback. Isn't that basically what they're doing? Canceling the GOP, and the GOP so far is just responding with threats, but I'd like to see some of those threats that McConnell's talking about actually do into Senate action, right? But she says Georgia activist Latasha Brown called for canceling the GOP on CNN today. Brown and Democrats are pushing for corporations to stop funding politicians who don't vote with their Democratic policies. And Democrats are literally warning local corporations to get in line or face the wrath of the left. Whoa. Let's just cancel the GOP. And that's what's going on. And that's why I think there's a lot of rhinos in our Senate and in our House. They exist everywhere. But when they're just going along with these policies on the left, and the left is calling for their removal, for their cancelization, then we've got some pretty big problems going on, right? Anyhow, I wanted to bring that first and foremost to your attention, and I'd love to get your thoughts and comments on that. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.